ETBU Coaches Show with head football coach Scotty Walden here on Fidelity 6. I'm Adam P. Ledyard, Assistant Athletic Director here at East Texas Baptist University. Coach, welcome to the show today.
Yeah,
and congratulations on the win.
Thanks a lot. Glad to be here.
ETBU is coming off a 67-31 win in Abilene last weekend, coming from behind to go 5-0 on the season. So, Coach, why don't you recap that game for us? Tell us a little about that win after a slow start. You guys come back, take the lead at halftime, and then go on to the big win.
Yeah, the game didn't necessarily start the way we intended it to, with starting slow offensively, and but I was so proud of our guys once again just for hanging in there and battling. And that's what they've done all year. When they face adversity, we haven't backed down from it. We've been able to fight and persevere through it, and we just just our leadership on our football team. Everybody was just on the sideline talking about, hey, let's take it one snap at a time. Let's calm down. Let's get the call and focus on us and executing. I thought McMurray did a great job early on of coming out and just outplaying us. They were playing harder than we were early on, and that's literally what it came down to. And finally, our guys got into the rhythm of the game offensively. Then defense started creating turnovers, and we were able to capitalize on great field position with our special teams units and because of those defensive turnovers. And so we were just a really tough battle on the road, but I'm really proud of our guys for fighting through and getting a big win.
Another strong offensive performance. Jordan McNeil is named the American Southwest Conference Player of the Week. Second week in a row, you've had a player named Player of the Week. Drew Smith last week, Jordan McNeil this week. Also, Drew Smith tied the single game record for passing touchdowns with 5 and almost broke the single game record with passing. Yeah. Just talk about having American Southwest Conference Players of the Week back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, huge honor. I tell our guys all the time, if you win the ASC Player of the Week, offense, defense, special teams, that means a lot because of the competitive nature of this conference. I mean, you're talking about some of the best players in the country in this conference. And so it's an honor to have, first off, starting off the year defensively, Zach Biles being the defensive ASC Player of the Week, week 1, and then rolling on to Drew Smith, and then going to J-Mac, Jordan McNeil. Just an honor to have three different individuals there recognized within the conference. Jordan's a 4-year kid for us, came in from Irvin MacArthur High School, has just done nothing but grind since he's gotten here as a true freshman all the way up to he's a senior. And so there's no guy more deserving than that guy, and especially when you rush for 4 touchdowns. And he's got 10 touchdowns on the year through 5 games, which I think is a phenomenal feat for him and a great start. And so really proud of him and the offensive line for paving the way there. And then it could have been another Player of the Week for Drew Smith probably as well. What an impressive performance by him. Did a great job of leading our troops on offense. And if he completes one more pass, maybe he breaks the school record for yardage. I mean, that was awesome. Great performance. And so, and then you had great guys on defense giving performance. Ty Parsons leading the way with tackles and recovering 2 fumbles and giving great effort there as well.
Yeah, we can talk briefly about the defensive effort. We didn't go into that too much.
Sure.
But you guys had 4 turnovers, recovered 3, 2 of them by Ty Parsons. I believe 4 sacks on the game, Kalon Wright, and there was another person that had 2 sacks too overall. Ty Parsons, I believe, had 2 sacks. Great defensive effort too. Yeah,
phenomenal. You had we had 4 or 5 sacks, and we had 7 tackles for a loss in addition to that. And then when you force 3 turnovers, force 3 fumbles, Ty recovering 2 of those, Austin Cahill recovering the other one, and then like you said, Kylan Wright getting after the quarterback and playing really hard, and our D line, I thought did a great job of getting pressure on that guy. He's a really athletic quarterback. We needed to pressure and try to contain him and get him down, and they did a great job in the second half of that. But it's amazing. I tell our coaches this morning again, but also after the game when you and I talked, it's amazing how when you ask and demand and put a focus point out there for our guys, they do everything they can to strive to achieve that focus point. And the focus point going in this game defensively was create turnovers, create extra possessions for our offense. And when you look at the whole game, look at the number of plays we ran compared to the number of plays they ran. We ran 101 plays, snapped it 101 times, compared to 67 for them. That's us having 101 opportunities to score, and them only having 67, and our defense staying fresh, having to defend less snaps. And so that's the key to our success with a tempo program that we run. We've got to have more plays ran than the other team, and our defense did a great job of creating that for us.
Now, with that said, 6 straight weeks now on the national poll. You guys keep moving up each week. this week. It came out last night, 17th in the D3 football, or 16th in the D3football.com. Just talk about consistently being in the national poll and moving up every week.
Right, and you said it best right there. That's what we talk about with our guys. Is, we don't want to be when going into the season. We talk about not being a one-hit wonder. Not just resting on our laurels and being satisfied with having a great season last year, but just focusing on this year being the best we can be. And we want to be a consistent program that's consistently known for playing great football, disciplined, sound, fast football that's fun to watch. And we want to be consistently ranked in the national polls, and that's what our kids are doing right now. And so we're going to keep pushing to fight to be nationally ranked and to fight to get a playoff spot every year. And we just want to keep remaining consistent and climbing the ladder.
As we move up in the national polls this last week, there was a national story that came out on you and ETBU football done by Mike Palucci and Vice Sports. It's going in depth with the program, where we've been, you being the youngest head football coach in all of NCAA. Talk about that national story and a little bit of what Mike did coming and spending a couple days here with ETBU. Very strong story showcasing ETBU football.
Yeah, like I said, that's the most in-depth story I've ever been a part of or seen, especially like at our level. That was amazing. For a national reporter to come down to Marshall, Texas, to not just interview people here around campus, but to see Marshall, Texas, to see and feel East Texas, and to see just what a great place it is, and to feel the culture and everything that's going on here at ETBU. So just blessed and honored that a guy would like Mike and Vice Sports would take the time to come see a little bit of my story, but also see the amazing things that are going on in here with ETBU football and our university, because the growth is amazing and it's growing every day. I mean, you walk around campus right now, you've got construction everywhere. We're building, we're growing, we're expanding. We're not a place that's stagnant. We're evolving every day, and I think that's what we're doing here in our program and we're doing here in our university. And I thought Mike did an awesome job of depicting what ETBU is about and what our football program is about, and the growth of our athletic department and university. I thought was just awesome to see that on a national scale.
Yeah, he did a great job. So
yeah, he did.
With that, this week we'll also be in the national limelight. Big top 25 game coming here to Ornella Stadium against number 3 Mary Hardin-Baylor. Rights to lead the American Southwest Conference this weekend. Just talk about what it might take to knock off the number 3 team in the nation.
Yeah, this is it doesn't get any better than this. This is college football. You know what I mean? This is college football. This is what you work for. Big time games like this. This is what our kids went through boot camp in the spring for. This is what they worked hard over the summer for, and what we worked hard during fall camp. And our kids have put themselves in a position now to make a big time statement, and we're going to give everything we got. We're going to prepare the same ways we always do. We're not going to compromise the way we prepare, but make no mistake about it. I think this should be game of the week, probably nationally, and it's going to be one of the biggest Division III football games there is this Saturday, and we need all of Tiger Nation to come out and support. We need to break the attendance record at Ornella Stadium. There needs to be a tremendous amount of blue and gold in those stands going crazy, because it's going to be an electric atmosphere, and it's going to be a big time contest between two great football teams. In terms of our preparation in order to beat Mary Hardin-Baylor, we're going to have to play great in all 3 phases. Coach Fredenberg does an amazing job of preparing his guys to play. You look at them on film; they're probably one of the most well-coached team that will play all year, and that's and those guys do a fantastic job of preparing and being disciplined, and they have great players. You can't be good on one side of the ball, or even 2 sides of the ball, to beat a team like UMHB. You're going to have to be great in all 3 phases, and so we're going to prepare as hard as we can, and we're going to come out, compete, and we're going to play Tiger football and play our brand of football, which is fast and physical and tempo, till there's no time left on that clock. And so, but it's going to be a fun atmosphere. This is what our kids work for, and we're excited for it moving forward.
One last thing for this weekend, it's also Tackle Cancer Weekend. Yeah. You guys will be raising money for the ETBU Cancer Fund, yeah. ETBU Softball helping with that. Talk a little about that and supporting everybody here on campus that's battling through cancer. Yeah,
an amazing deal that we're pairing up with, ETBU Softball, and Coach Shirley, approached me with this earlier in the summer, and I just thought it was a great opportunity. We've never done a tackle cancer game here before, and I think it's when she sat down and I learned the logistics of, the fund it goes to and what we we do as a university for cancer survivors and cancer patients, it was a no-brainer for me that we needed to be a part of this. And so we're going to be selling shirts at the game and honoring those who currently are going through procedures and have cancer. Those who have beat cancer, which got several amazing stories on that. And we'll have 2 honorary captains. I think it'll be pretty cool. That are cancer survivors. That'll be really neat early in the game. But just an awesome time to honor those who are fighting every single day and battling that. So really excited to be a part of that.
Well, Coach, thanks for talking to us this week on the ETBU Football Coaches Show with Scotty Walden here on Fidelity 6. Thanks for watching this week. Check back at our next home football game. We'll have another show on Fidelity 6 with head football coach Scotty Walden.